Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about something that will help you manifest what you want within 10 seconds or less, okay? So you're going to get insane results with any of these things that I'm going to be talking about here, and I've got free techniques, okay, that are seriously going to help you with manifesting the life that you want, creating the success that you want, and having the life of your dreams, okay? So we're going to be talking about free techniques, okay? And if you use even just one of these, you will get insane results, okay? So the first thing that I want to talk about is something that I've been using for a very long time, and it's something that Brian Tracy talks a lot about, okay? And you've probably maybe even seen one of his videos floating around where he's talking about this, okay? And this is called the 20 list, okay? The 20 list. So what you want to do with the 20 list is this. You want to, first of all, write down what you want. Write down what you want. Okay, that's the first most important point. You've got to write it down. You got to write down what you think would change your life the most, okay, if you was able to achieve it within 24 hours. So that could be a certain amount of money. Okay, so let's say it is a certain amount of money. Let's say that you want to earn £20,000 a month. And that's your goal, right? That's what you want, okay? Because if you think, okay, if I earn £20,000 a month or $20,000 a month, that would change my life dramatically, okay? So let's say that's your goal, £20,000 a month. So the next goal then is, the next thing to do after that, after you figure out what it is you want, you want to write down 20 ways you can achieve it. Okay? So you write down 20 ways you can achieve it. Now what Brian Tracy says is this. The first 5 will be easy. The first 5 things will be easy, because you've probably already been thinking about that a while. But as you get further and further down the list, you're going to have to start thinking more outside of the box on how you can achieve these things. But when you get to number 20, okay, that magic last one, where you're really scraping for ideas and what to do, that is usually the one, right, that 20th idea of how you can do that is the one that changes everything. Okay, that is usually the one that will put your life on a different trajectory, right? So why then does that work within 10 seconds or less? So once you get to that 20, okay, and you decide that you're going to start taking action on that 20th idea, the moment you make that new decision, you are on a new life path. Okay, you're now doing something differently because you're on that new path. You've entered a new reality because you've made a new decision, you've made a new choice. That's why that works within 10 seconds or less, because now you have an idea and you're taking action on that idea. No matter what kind of action you're taking, whether you're taking metaphysical action, like through meditation or affirmations, yeah, or visualization, okay, or if you're taking 3D action, and let's say your 20th idea was to start a blog, okay, and that was and to try and monetize that blog, maybe that was your 20th idea, okay, and you start taking action on that. So it doesn't matter whether or not the action is metaphysical or something physical you can take action on. You've just changed your life if you start taking action on that. And that's why that works within 10 seconds or less. Okay? So, a great way that you can do that. Okay? And actually that 20 list was something I did for this channel. Okay? I have another channel called Christine Loveridge, which is a dating and relationship channel. and I've created a business from the traffic that I get from my YouTube channel, from that YouTube channel to my website. Okay. And I've also got this channel. Okay. And I did the 20 list recently for this channel. Okay. And I thought, okay, so how could I get this channel monetized? Because I was thinking, how could I do this? And I made like a list of 20 things that I could do in order to make this channel monetized. And one of the things that came up for me on my last idea, that number 20, was, it just popped into my head, and that was to look at other channels that have popped off recently on YouTube who are in the similar niche and who have got like one video that has generated a lot of views for them within the last three months. And basically what I said to myself is, if you find videos like that on those channels, then to copy the titles of those videos. Don't watch the videos, so you're not tempted to copy the actual content in the videos, but just copy the title and then make a video surrounded by that topic. And that's what I did to monetize this channel recently. Okay, so it works. And that was the 20th idea, and that was the thing that kickstarted this channel for being monetized, which is really fun. Okay, so the next technique that I'm going to talk about, and again, Brian Tracy talks about this one too, but you hear this from other people as well. And this is called going into the silence. Okay, so this is another way that you can make things start to work for you in 10 seconds or less. Okay, so what you want to do is, when you have the time, to sit somewhere alone without any distractions, without your phone, without your computer, without anything to drink or eat, and to just sit with your own thoughts. Okay, and I want you to again think about what you want. Okay, so think about what it is that you want. So it could be that 20,000 a month, or it could be something else. But let's say you go into the silence, and your main goal then is to think of, how can I make that £20,000 a month? You want to kind of like use it as like a question to the universe. So you sit very still and you ask that question, how can I make £20,000 a month? And you sit there and you contemplate it for a long time. Give yourself like half an hour. Put like a half an hour timer on your phone and just sit there and think about it. Okay. Now what you'll find is that your mind will wander to different things, like, oh, I'm feeling a bit hungry, or what am I going to do later? What's for dinner later on? I need to go to the shop. I need to do this. And you'll notice this chatter going on in your head. And what you want to do is you want to catch yourself when you are thinking those thoughts and get yourself back into the present moment and get back on topic. Okay, it might be a good idea actually to write down what it is that you want and have it in front of you, so that you can get yourself back on track and back on focus. Because as human beings, our mind tends to drift, tends to wander. That's why meditation is a great technique, because meditation is the purpose of meditation is to get past the analytical mind. So that what basically that means is to stop thinking so much and be in the present moment. So what you'll notice is that you'll get some ideas in your head that will come to you. And it's usually later on, getting near to that 30-minute mark, that you'll get an idea that just pops off in your head and you're like, yes, that's it. That's the key. That's the key. And then the moment that happens, things will start changing for you within 10 seconds or less, because you're now again on a different path. You've discovered a new idea, a new way of doing something. Okay, it may have already been something that you knew subconsciously, maybe you was even a little bit conscious of it, but because it's now screaming at you in the face, because you've gone into the silence, you now know that that's exactly what you need to do. Okay, there was a story by Napoleon Hill, and he talked about how he came up with the title Think and Grow Rich. Okay, and he basically demanded the universe. He was like tossing and turning one night, and he was basically in the silence, and he said, give me the name of the book. Give me the name, because basically his publisher was sort of pressing him for an idea of what the title of the book was going to be. And it suddenly just popped into his head. And he was like, yeah, Think and Grow Rich. That's it. That's the one. But he was, tossing and turning. He was thinking about it for a while. But it is like that moment was so fast. Okay, that title came plonk straight into his brain, and it happened within 10 seconds or less. Okay, and that changed the whole trajectory of his life, because yeah, he'd made that book, the success book, all the 17 success principles, but it was Think and Grow Rich that really made him popular. Yeah, and it changed his life within 10 seconds or less. That decision to demand from the universe an answer here by going into the silence, and it came straight to him. Yeah. So there's another way as well. This is the last technique that I want to talk about, and I talk about this one all the time. And this is the NLP technique. You probably are sick of me talking about this, but it's really important. It's a really cool way of getting things sorted, okay, and achieving your success, the success that you want, okay. So the NLP technique is this, okay. So an NLP means neuro-linguistic programming, and this is famously used by Tony Robbins, okay. So the NLP technique is this: outcome. Then after outcome, it's action. And after that, it's results. Question mark. You'll see why it's a question mark in a minute. And then try something else. Now this, okay, is a famous technique that babies use, okay? Right, this is how babies learn how to walk, okay? So the outcome for a baby is this: I'm going to learn how to walk. I'm going to start walking, okay? I'm going to give it a go, okay? So they take some action, okay? They start trying. They start to lift their little legs up, right? They might be rocking back and forth for a while as well when they're kind of getting into the right position. They take some action. And then, is it working? Right? Are they getting results? And if not, they try again, or they try something else. They try again, okay? So and basically they keep on doing that until they learn how to walk, okay? They keep on trying until they get there, okay? So how does this then relate to you? So you have an outcome. You have a goal in mind. You have something that you want to manifest. You have something that you want to be really successful and good at. You've got that goal. You know what it is that you want. You know your dream life. You know what it is. Of course you do. Everyone's got an idea of what they want in the future. Okay, so you've got your outcome. It's good to be specific though, right? So the next thing to do is, okay, well, I'm going to take some action on that. It could be meditation. It could be visualization. It could be taking physical action. So let's say you want to write a best-selling book, right? You start writing, don't you? You take some action. Now, the next step of that is results. Is it working? Is it working? So do you have what you want? And if not, you just simply try something else. Now, if you want to write a bestseller, and let's say you've sent you knew your outcome, you wanted to write a bestseller, so you wrote the book, you took action, you sent that book off, and you didn't get the results you wanted. Your book got cancelled, or you're not cancelled, but rejected, and therefore you're not a best-selling author yet. Okay, so do you think you should just give up? Well, you could do what J.K. Rowling did, which was send it to multiple publishers, not just one. Okay, because she got rejection letter after rejection letter, and she's the most successful author on the planet, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so she didn't. So what she did is she just tried something else by sending the manuscript of the first Harry Potter book to different publishers. Okay, she didn't quit. So let's say you also do that. Let's say you send it off to loads of publishers and it still gets rejected by everyone. Well, that's when you start to try something else. You try something else. Try something else. Okay, so it may not be that you get rid of the goal of becoming a successful author, but it could be that maybe you need to tweak the manuscript, or it could be that you just have to start again and write a different book. Okay, but you try something else. You don't quit. You keep on going. You keep on trying something else until you get the results that you want. Okay, and when you get the results that you want, well, you just keep on doing what worked. Okay, and the reason why that works within 10 seconds or less is because the moment you try something else, okay, you're on a different path, okay? Again, it's all about going on a different path. It's all about almost like switching dimensions or going into parallel realities. But you have to use some brain power to get there. You have to try these techniques. And when you find something that you're like, yes, that's the one. That's the thing I've got to try and do. You're on a different path. Whenever you try something new, whenever you try something else, whenever you get a new idea, okay, you're on a different path. And especially when you take action to get there, okay? It could be metaphysical action, it could be meditation, visualization, affirmations, but you're trying something else, you're doing a different technique, okay? And the moment you're doing something else, you've stepped within 10 seconds into a new reality, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon.